After the success of A Boy Named Charlie Brown, the Peanuts gang made their second foray onto the big screen 3 years later. Let's talk about Snoopy Come Home, which recently celebrated its 50th anniversary this year. Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. So, greetings, my fellow YouTubers, and welcome to Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. My name's Abdul, better known to as the Big D, and this time around I bring to you a review of the 1972 animated musical dramedy flick Snoopy Come Home, released by National General and produced by Cinema Center Films, along with Lee Mendelson, Bill Melendez Productions, and Stopwith Productions. Film was directed by Bill Melendez, who had helmed the first Peanuts film, A Boy Named Charlie Brown, and of course other Peanuts animated specials. The film recently celebrated its 50th anniversary a few months ago this year. This film came out in August of 1972. Although this would be the studio's final production, as a matter of fact, Cinema Center, if I'm seeing this correctly, but I'm pretty sure it is. Yes. Yes, this was Cinema Center's last film. And unfortunately, despite it got good reviews, the film was a major disappointment, not doing as well as its predecessor. Now, this film marks the debut of Woodstock, well, his on-screen debut, as a matter of fact, who recently appeared in the Peanuts comic strip 5 years before this. It's the only Peanuts film during composer Vince Guaraldi's lifetime that did not have a score composed by him. Its music was composed by the Sherman Brothers, who had recently composed music for Disney films like Mary Poppins, The Jungle Book, and Bedknobs and Broomsticks. So now, this time around, Snoopy is, well, out to search for an old master of his after getting a letter from her. A young girl, that is. Anyway, let's get ready to start the story. Snoopy and the rest of the Peanuts gang go to the beach for the day. Once there, Snoopy promises to go back to the beach the next day to meet up with Peppermint Patty. After Charlie Brown has gone home to play Monopoly with the others, he knows that Snoopy is late and remarks he is tired of Snoopy being late. Charlie Brown vents his frustrations at Snoopy, who silences him by taking off his collar, because of how much it cost him to buy. The next day, while Snoopy's heading off to meet Peppermint Patty on the beach, he's suddenly thrown off with a new sign saying no dogs allowed on this beach rule, thus saying a running gag in the film, leaving Peppermint Patty to think he stood her up, as she still thinks Snoopy's just a funny looking kid with a big nose, which everyone knows that. then, but if that wasn't enough, then Snoopy gets thrown out of the library due to another rule, this time saying no dogs allowed in the library to prevent his disruptive behavior. He then takes out his anger by getting into a fight with Linus over his blanket and later beats and kisses Lucy in a boxing match. Later, Snoopy receives a letter from a girl named Lila who has been in the hospital for 3 weeks for unspecified reasons and needs Snoopy to keep her company. Upon receiving the letter, Snoopy immediately sets off with Woodstock to go see her, leaving Charlie Brown completely in the dark as to who Lila is. Linus decides to do some investigating and discovers that Lila is Snoopy's original owner. When Lila's family found out that there was a new rule in their apartment building that prohibited dogs, they had to take them back to the Daisy Hill Poppy Farm. Charlie Brown faints upon hearing this. Snoopy still remembers her, and when he found out she was in the hospital, he decided to go see her. En route to see Lila, Snoopy and Woodstock are forced to face the challenges of a world full of signs that declare, well, with each instance on a bus and train and elsewhere, is musically accented by the deep tones of Thurl Ravenscroft, who recently voiced the Russian cat in the Aristocats, as well as sung "You're a Mean One, Mr. Grinch" in How the Grinch Stole Christmas, and he, of course, was the voice of Tony the Tiger for Kellogg's Frosted Flakes, declaring, "No dogs allowed." Yep. Oh boy. I hope I don't get in trouble for saying that, but anyway. The pair are briefly adopted as pets by an animal-obsessed girl identified as Clara in the theatrical poster. The soundtrack album's back cover and label, originally released on Columbia Records, and closed captioning. And she ties Snoopy up. Then Clara locks Woodstock in a cage while he's trying to save Snoopy. Clara's mother lets her keep the beagle, and she's so excited to have Snoopy, whom she calls Rex, as her sheepdog. And then we get into the craziest song you could ever imagine. Fundamental for Dependability. Oh, brother, that song's moving. I don't know. Oh, forgive me, everyone. Now where was I? Oh yes, she bathes Snoopy, and he tries to escape but fails, and dresses him up. Clara starts a tea party, but Snoopy escapes Clara's clutches and tries to call for help. But Clara catches him, takes his dress off, and ties him up again. And Clara tells Snoopy, "Mom says if I'm gonna keep you, I gotta take you to the vet for a checkup. You probably need about a dozen shots." Clara walks Snoopy to the vet, and when they get there, he causes a fight and escapes. He returns to Clara's house and frees Woodstock, but Clara returns and a chase ensues until she ends up with a full fishbowl stuck on her head, prompting their escape. Later that evening, Snoopy and Woodstock camp out, play football, and make music while preparing dinner. Well, Snoopy finally reaches the hospital, but again, you guessed it, no dogs allowed. Yeah, no dogs allowed inside. But to add further insult, that goes for birds. Yep. The hospital doesn't allow birds to enter either. Oh dear. Snoopy is foiled in his first attempt to sneak into Lila's room, but his second attempt is successful. He then keeps Lila company for the rest of his stay. Lila tells Snoopy that his visit helped her to get better. She then asks Snoopy to go home with her, but he has doubts about this idea, so he decides to go back home to Charlie Brown. However, when he sees Lila watching him tearfully from her hospital window, Snoopy finds that it's too hard to leave her, and he runs back to her, which she takes as a sign that he wants to live with her. But first, he needs to return to settle his affairs and say goodbye. Snoopy writes a letter directing that certain items of his will be given away. Linus is given his croquet and chess sets, while Schroeder receives Snoopy's record collection. Despite Charlie Brown's status as Snoopy's owner and master, all he receives from his dog is Snoopy's best wishes for the future. Alright, now on to the ending, finally. You know the procedure. 5 seconds of this video. Go to the description box below. Fast forward to the time below. If you've seen the movie already, please continue. Okay, you've been warned. The kids throw Snoopy a large, tearful going away party, each one bringing a gift. The kids closest to Snoopy get up to say a few words in his honor, but when it's Charlie Brown's turn to speak, he is overwhelmed to the point of silence. After giving Snoopy his present, he finally wails out in pain, with Snoopy doing likewise. The rest of the gang, even Lucy, eventually follows suit when Schroeder plays "It's a Long Way to Tipperary" on his piano. After Snoopy leaves, Charlie Brown is unable to sleep or eat. When Snoopy arrives at Lila's apartment building the next day, he sees a sign next to the front door that says no dogs allowed in the building. Snoopy is overjoyed that this gives him an excuse to return to Charlie Brown. Lila arrives and Snoopy is reluctantly introduced to her pet cat. Snoopy shows Lila the sign, and Lila has no choice but to allow Snoopy to leave. Snoopy leaves Lila behind and joyfully returns to Charlie Brown and the others. Back home, the children are overjoyed to see Snoopy return, carrying him on high to his doghouse. Once there, using his typewriter, Snoopy demands the kids return the items that he had given them before he left, turning their feelings to annoyance. Charlie Brown reads his document and tells the gang, "Mine says that since he gave me nothing, I owe him nothing." Lucy then snaps, "That does it, Charlie Brown. He's your dog and you're welcome to him." The gang then leaves Charlie Brown and Snoopy together. Then Charlie Brown walks crossly away. The film ends with end credits being typed out by Woodstock as Snoopy dictates in the story. So, what did I think of Snoopy Come Home? I absolutely love this. I love this just as much as a boy named Charlie Brown. It's real fun. I like the story, and I do like what this movie had to offer. And of course, the songs that were written by the Sherman Brothers were really good. Don Rauch did the score for the film, and yeah, they were all really good. Now, of our voice acting cast, we have Bill Melendez once again doing Snoopy and plus Woodstock. Chad Webber is now the was now the voice of Charlie Brown. Of course, that same year he voiced Charlie Brown two more times for You're Not Elected, Charlie Brown, and the next year's There's No Time for Love, Charlie Brown, which were the only two Peanut specials he voiced Charlie Brown of after this. Robin Kahn voices Lucy, Stephen Shea voices Linus, David Carey voices Schroeder, Joanna Baer voices Lila, Hilary Mumberger voices Sally, Christofaria voices Peppermint Patty. Of course, yes, you heard me correctly. Well, you're hearing this correctly. It was a guy who originally voiced Peppermint Patty. Yeah, can you believe that? I can't. But it's true. Now, let's see here. Linda Ercoli voices Clara and Linda Mendelsohn voices Frida. There's lots of other characters from the Peanuts series in here, but they have no lines. Those include Patty, Pigpen, Violet, Franklin, Shermy, Roy, and five others. The film unfortunately was a big flop at the box office, only managing to take in 245,000. Anyway, a few years later, 4 years later, it was first televised on November 5th, 1976, as a CBS special film presentation, becoming a CBS feature special. Still, it has gotten good reviews and what have you. And a review from the New York Times says this sprightly, clever, and hilarious treat, all that a comic strip could be on the screen, is even better than A Boy Named Charlie Brown, which began the series. Well, true, but again, I like them both, but for different reasons. But they are both exceptionally good films. Great story with great characters. Like its predecessor, it was originally released by CBS Fox originally on physical media, and then Fox came, and then Paramount, who of course now owns the most of the original four movies. Of course, you know the Peanuts movie was done by Fox. But anyway, Snoopy Come Home is exceptionally really good. I think you'll really like it. It's very, very good, and it really will. It does have some emotional moments and what have you. So Overall, would I recommend Snoopy Come Home? I'm gonna say definitely yes. I mean, if you like The Boy Named Charlie Brown, you'll enjoy Snoopy Come Home just as much. It may not have done as well as that movie, but nonetheless, it was still a good one. So let me know what you thought about Snoopy Come Home in the comments section below. If you like this video, click the like button, subscribe, and be a part of the Big D Nation. Join me next time when I bring to you a review of DreamWorks Rise of the Guardians. So, thanks for watching, and if you like this, check out some of these other vids with the Peanuts gang. In the upper left-hand corner is my review of It's the Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown. The upper right-hand corner is my review of A Charlie Brown Christmas. Or go to the bottom left-hand corner and see my review of A Boy Named Charlie Brown. And the bottom right-hand corner is the button you can click to subscribe. If you like rankings and reviews on movies, TV, music, video games, etc., then I'm your guy. Thanks for watching. Until next time, I'm the Big D saying, see ya.